What's up, collectors and Transformers enthusiasts? Today I'm gonna finally be taking a look at Transformers WFC Cybertron Kingdom Scorponok. Taking a really quick look at the packaging, we get a nice Transformers logo on the side, Kingdom at the bottom. I mean, the display of the figure itself, we got Scorponok on the top. We get a gorgeous image on the beast mode and roll mode. We got it, on the front and on the side of the packaging. It looks amazing. But for the back, we got, the roll and beast mode again with 24 steps you need to transform it. You can see the gimmicks and all. We're going to take a look at that in a second. But for the other side of the packaging, we got, the same old golden disc with the whole majority of characters. And on the top, not much, just Predacon logo with Transformers WFC Cybertron Trilogy. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers WFC Cybertron Kingdom Scorponok in hand and all the packaging, and oh boy, I didn't expect to like this guy as much as I do now. So the moment I saw him, I was like, man, the proportions kind of look awkward and the beast mode is not accurate, so I just don't like it. But it completely changed my mind. I mean, it looks fantastic. The amount of detail that this guy is rocking in the paint distribution is just off the charts. It's a fantastic addition to your Predacon collection, no doubt about it, and I completely recommend this guy. I only had 2 cons with it and they're pretty much irrelevant. There's many tiny cons, but let's just go ahead and jump right into it. But before we jump into the figure itself, let's go ahead and take a look at the card thingamajig. I had another copy. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. We finally did it. We have Dinobot, man. I've been looking forward to this card since the moment the card thingamajig was a thing, and as you can see, finally is done. We got Dinobot on top, Predacon on the side, Kingdom on the bottom. A fantastic image of him, and if you go ahead and peel it off, you're gonna reveal a weird version of him. I have to see the series to know what this means, but it's transforming into some other upgraded version of Dinobot. I completely don't know what this is, but man, I am super happy that I finally have the card that I want. I mean, it took me 16 times, as you can see. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this card thingamajig. It has to be something that I don't own, because you can see I pretty much have them all. The only one that I wanted was Dinobot, and I finally have him. So let's go ahead and move to the items. For the items that he brings his Cyberv as well as his dual missile, and oh my god, they look amazing. The sculpted and detail and paint distribution is fantastic, not to mention really accurate to the beast world representation. You can appreciate, the wings, the eyes, the tail, and the feet on the Cyberv. And for the missiles, nothing special there, but for the sculpted and detail is fantastic nonetheless. On the other side, it's kind of hollow, so you have to, choose, which side you want to go ahead and display it, because it's switchable. It's not, on a particular arm. You can go ahead and have it on the left or on the right. It really doesn't matter. It's up to personal preference. But just overall, man, they look just amazing. And now for the moment you guys have been waiting for, Scorponok himself. I mean, look at this guy. It looks just fantastic. It looks amazing. Finally, we got a Predacon though. Technically Black Iranian and Dinobot do not count. We only have Megatron so far. But this guy is a nice addition to your Predacon collection, and I cannot wait to put it next to Waspinator when it comes to my collection. And just sculpted and detail and paint distribution is fantastic. No painters whatsoever on this one. And you can see that the colors mix really well, the purple with the gold, the silver, dark purple. It looks just great. The dark gray that he has here looks fantastic as well. And you can see that it translates to the full body. It's not on the chest or the face. You can see that the arms and the legs look really good as well. He does have a couple of gaps on the back, but that's normal for the WFC Cybertron line. And for my only con on this figure is that it kind of is weird to pose him standing still, because it kind of has a big backpack. This doesn't count like a backpack, but it's just it's heavy, and it kind of wiggles to the back or something like that. Like, you cannot put it standing still, because it kind of it forces himself to go to the back. And the mini legs don't do any justice to him, because it has a big arms and big backpack, big chest and everything. It's just the mini tiny legs do not do any justice, kind of posting him still. You kind of have to force it a little bit to the to the front to keep it still, or just a little bit to the back to just put it on its position that's normally used to. But other than that, again, that's a mini con. That's kind of irrelevant though. People don't like this, and I didn't like that at all first glance, but it really truly doesn't bother me now. It is a smaller deluxe though, and that's pretty much the only kind of thing that really truly bothers me, because when you're displaying it with the rest of your maximal Predacons, you name it, it kind of looks weird. But just speaking of that, let's go ahead and jump straight into the comparisons. You guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and bring Dinobot here. Obviously Dinobot is gonna be the bigger character here. He's gonna be the smaller foe. But if you go ahead and bring Black Around, let me see if I can go ahead and post her, because I have him previously on a post. You can see that she is a lot bigger, and I don't know if this is accurate. I really truly don't remember, but I think they're all the same size, kind of a little bit more bigger, a little bit bit more smaller, but you can see the Black Orania, it just towers over him. If you count the tail, you know, he looks like he's bigger than her, but really he is the smaller one. So let's go ahead and take the fake Predacons and bring the you know, the true Predacon here. Here we have Megatron. Let me go ahead and see if I can get the camera just a little bit up so you can appreciate it a little bit more. The scale on both of them look amazing. This is really accurate to the Beast War representation. Again, I really think that he's supposed to be just a little bit more, you know, a little bit more taller, and he looks puny and little, you know, next to Megatron. But pretty much all the Predacons, Maximals, look puny next to Megatron because, you know, he's a big baddie. But let's go ahead and move to the rest of the Maximals that I have here at the moment. Let's go ahead and start with Optimus Prime. And as you can see, you know, he is the taller foe. This is kind of accurate, kind of don't. I really, truly, again, don't remember. But for Cheetor, he's supposed to be the same size. I mean, there's no way Cheetor is bigger than him. And let's go ahead and bring his wave companion, Rhinox, here. And you can see that they scale and look really nicely together. For these two, it's kind of good because, you know, he is always the bigger one, you know, in comparison with these two. But for Cheetor, it really looks weird because he's supposed to be the same size. I mean, there's no way that this, you know, Maximal is bigger than him. It's not accurate. And that's the only thing that really truly bothers me about this guy. But other than that, it looks amazing. Moving on into the articulation, he has a fantastic range of motion. For the tail, you can go ahead and move it down or up. This can move down or up as well. This is on a ball joint, so you can go ahead and give it the all 300 degrees. Position the stinger however you see fit. For the mini scorpion legs, you can go ahead and move them however you see fit. They're all on a ball joint, so it's just up to personal preference. For the face, you can go ahead and give it the all 300 degrees up and down motion. The arms can extend about that far and about that far. Obviously, you can go ahead and give it the all 300 degrees. It has a swivel on the upper section of the arm and on the down section of the arm as well. You got a 90-degree bend there, and obviously the hands can open. It has some weight swivel, but it depends. If you have the tail downwards like this, it kind of hinders the articulation a bit. But for the legs, it can extend about that far and about that far. For the splits, it has a 80% splits. You know, not that bad, but not that good as well. It has a swivel on the upper section of the leg, and it has some more than a 90-degree bend there. That's just amazing, fantastic. And for the feet, it has some ankle pivoting as well as some up and down motion. So as you can see, honestly, just 10 out of 10 on articulation. This guy is just full of possibility options, and I like that. Moving on to transformation. Transformation is really easy, really fun. I like it. In comparison to Tract and Rhinox, it's a complete, you know, 180. It's not a pain in the you-know-where. First, you want to go ahead and start with the arms. Go ahead and put them upwards like that. Then go ahead and focus on the chest area. Open it up, and then put the head downwards like that. Then go ahead and proceed for the legs. Kind of unpack this area right here, and then you want to go ahead and rotate it. But first, make sure that the gray is upwards and the purple is downwards. This one is going to go into the tail, and the other one is going to go into the stomach. So kind of go ahead and wiggle it there into position. The pointy thingamajig or the leg is going to go upwards for the you know, upward leg like so. You see the pointy thingamajig, that's pretty much part of the feet. And then go ahead and proceed for this one. Go ahead and put it on position like that. Before you go ahead and secure it, pretty much go ahead and open this cavity right here to remove the beast's leg or the beast's face, excuse me. And then go ahead and put it on position. Kind of peg it in. It really doesn't peg in securely, but just push it downwards like so. Then after that, it's all about personal preference. Go ahead and pretty much put everything on the spot. Put this here and then put this here like so. And then position the feet of the scorpion however you see fit. Honestly, again, this is just up to personal preference. But when you're done, here you have him on his menacing, really scary looking beast mode. For the beast mode, you can see that sculpted in detail and paint distribution translates really well into the beast mode itself. Unfortunately, this is not accurate to the beast war representation. It's accurate to the Wolf of Cybertron line, but I don't know. I just kind of prefer the beast war representation because this one, don't get me wrong, it looks menacing, it looks realistic. You know, that was pretty much, you know, the point of it. But the other one had a little bit more personality to the face sculpt itself, and I don't know, I just prefer that one over this one. But you know, for the sculpted in detail, you can see that it translates really well. I mean, look at that, you know, the skin and all, the color, the red pops, as well as in the robot mode. And the thing is that when he transforms into the beast mode, it turns way bigger, and I mean way bigger than the robot mode itself, and it kind of blows my mind because the proportions kind of go 180 into the beast mode, and just it looks fantastic, giving you a 360 degrees so you can appreciate, you know, sculpted in detail and all that good stuff. You can see it looks just amazing, fantastic. I love how the feet translates or the leg translates into the tail and the stomach. It really fits well, and it just ends up being a fantastic fantastic beast mode. You can barely see, you know, no robot parts. Obviously this is you know, the armpits, but you know, it really doesn't look, you know, that much as a robot part other than, you know, the beast mode part. But if you go ahead and turn it down, obviously you're gonna see, you know, the head there, but you know, other than that, it's just a fantastic 10 out of 10 figure. And let's just go ahead and just jump into the comparisons so you actually see what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and bring Dracodon here, and as you can see, she was really big, you know, in comparison to Scorponok, and now she's the smaller foal, really small in comparison. It kind of blows my mind because it kind of, you know, the Transformers genre, you know, the whole G1 and Beast 4 representation kind of do that. You know, the bigger characters turn it into the small ones, and the small ones into the bigger one. Kind of like Warpath, you know, Warpath is a tank and it translates into the mini robot mode. So it really blows my mind that they managed to do that on actual figure. But you know, moving on to the comparison, let's go ahead and bring the leader itself, Megatron. For this one, I have to put the camera just a little bit up so you can appreciate a little bit more of that detail and scale. But as you can see, obviously Megatron is the way menacing one and the bigger one, but the scale is fantastic, really accurate to the Beast War representation. Let me go ahead and kind of put Black Aranias here so you can appreciate pretty much all the Predacons. Well, the real Predacons that we got so far. Black Aranias still don't count, but she looks fantastic next to Megatron and Scorponok. But moving on into the Maximals, so you guys can see, you know, a different perspective of scale. Here we have Optimus Primal, and as you can see, he turned way bigger than Optimus Primal, and this one is a Voyager and this one is a Deluxe. So it kind of, again, blows my mind how they managed to do that. But let's go ahead and kind of bring Cheetor here so you guys can see, you know, the comparison in that more of the scale. And again, Cheetor was the bigger one on the robot mode, and now it translates to the Beast mode, and he is pretty much the same size, or pretty much, nah, he's still bigger than Cheetor on Beast mode. So it completely blows my mind. It looks fantastic, and just the scale and paint distribution on each individual one looks off the charts. I completely recommend them. But you know, other than that, it's pretty much it for the comparison. I'm not gonna be transforming him back into robot mode because the transformation is really simple. It says 24 steps, in reality is like 14 steps. It's really easy, really simple. But you know, other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. That being said, I've been interested in another video. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really interested in knowing your opinion on the subject, especially what you think about Scorponok. You can go ahead and pick him up. You think it's kind of weird that he's the smallest and the proportions are all over the place? I'm really interested. Leave that in the comments. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. I hope you enjoy. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps you to algorithm and helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get any Bali anime content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers. Go for Cybertron Kingdom Scorponok.